What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to the Great Ninja Podcast. It's your host, Takoda Riley. Joining me, we've got Dustin. What's up, Dustin?
What's up, everybody? It's DC.
We don't call him that. Hang out with us while we discuss the Winter 2025 anime lineup and what we think about the 2024 fall lineup.
Yep. We'll discuss some manga. We'll discuss some anime. We'll discuss some anime titties. And yeah, it'll be a good time.
That's the only reason I'm here is the anime titties.
So yeah, why don't we just get right to it? I guess we'll just start with fall 2024 and what we thought about it in general. I thought it was a pretty okay season, actually. I thought it was pretty strong. Not the best 2020 or not the best fall season we've ever had for sure.
Yeah.
But I did think that there were some really strong anime this season.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had a top 5 of great contenders. No, I thought fall was better, honestly, than this current 2025 winter lineup, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no. The winter lineup, honestly, is pretty weak. And spring looks even weaker, to be honest, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
It really seems like that summer, for once, is going to be really crazy. Usually summers are really light, but this summer looks pretty heavy.
We got a lot of season 2s and season 4s and
Yep.
season 3s and stuff coming out this summer, so a lot
Yeah,
of good stuff to pick into.
for sure. But yeah, so I think we can both agree what the best anime of fall 2024 was.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think it'd probably be in our top 5.
Okay. You want to just give top fives?
Well, why don't you do your top 5? I'll do my top 5. We'll work our way down to number 1.
Okay. I'll just go through the stuff that I actually watched
Okay.
in fall 2024.
Okay.
So I watched Dandadan, Uzumaki, Blue Box, Shangri-La Frontier Season 2, Orb on the Movements of Earth, Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online 2, Demon Lord 2099, Dragon Ball Daima, and Mecha Ude Mechanical Arms. Now, a couple of these are still ongoing, like Shangri-La, Dragon Ball Daima, and Orb on the Movements of Earth. But yeah, those are all the ones I watched in some capacity. A couple of them I'll drop, and I'll get to that. What did you watch?
So for 2024, I mean, some of these are going to be on your list too that you didn't mention, but Gun Gale Season 2, Shangri-La Frontier Season 2, Bleach, 1000 Year Blood War Part 3, Dandadan, Terrified Teacher at a Ghoul School, Blue Mabaru, Windbreaker, Soul Leveling, Kaiju number 8, Wisteria 1 and Sword.
I was talking specifically fall.
Oh, well.
Just fall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll get to...
Okay.
We're gonna get to what we thought were the best of 2024 later.
Okay, yeah.
But this is just specifically fall.
Take like half of those out, and that's my fall list.
I think you pretty much watched a lot of what I said. I mean, yeah. But you didn't. I know she didn't watch Orb.
No, I did watch Daima. I didn't watch Orb though.
Okay.
So.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just give my top 5. What I thought were the best of fall 2025 first. Fall 2024. Numbers are hard. Dates are hard. So my top 5 in no particular order are Dandadan, Shangri-La Frontier Season 2, Orb on the Movements of Earth, Dragon Ball Daima, Mecha Ude Mechanical Arms, and then Gun Gale Online 2. Actually, no, I take that back. Blue Box. Blue Box over Gun Gale.
Terrible take. Okay, my top 5 in no particular order for fall: Gun Gale Season 2, Shangri-La Frontier Season 2, 1000 Year Blood War Part 3, Dandadan, and Blue Mabaru.
What is Blue Mabaru?
So, Blue Mabaru is ironically based on a manga called The Blue Wolves of Mabu, but it's not called the same thing. No idea why. And the release of the anime was kind of funny because they released it. There's only 3 volumes of the manga out. Okay. And when they released the show, it went up to the extent of where volume 3 ends. So, you know how like Full Metal Alchemist and then Brotherhood is like,
right?
Because they did it before the anime was finished or the manga was finished. The anime fully has animated out the extent of what manga we have available. So it's like we've got full content on both sides. It's weird. Like the next volume for the manga doesn't come out until like May.
That's strange.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen it structured that way.
It was weird how they did it. So, but yeah.
Huh.
It's really good. It's more of like a
Yeah, what genre is it?
um, it's like between a shonen and a seinen. Like it's got some gore in it, but it's not. I'd say it's comparable to like Vinland Saga and Vagabond, as in like it's got those very incorporated cinematic storyline moments, but it's also got good fighting in it too.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's got a pretty good story. It's about a kid who works in a takoyaki shop, and these um, Ronin come in, and they, the town's like, oh, these are bad people. They're Ronin, they're samurai, and um, the kid ends up becoming one of their like prospects and is training to become one, and he sees like the inside of what they are and what they still do for the shonen, and
Nice.
it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool concept. But he also sees like not only like the justification and the code of honor in which they do it, but also like the dirty side in which like when one of their own fucks up, this guy like his guy in charge of him kills him in an instant, cuts him down.
Yeah, like the Yakuza type shit.
Sort of, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
and there's like another character who like he's a big drunk, but he's one of the top guys, and he'll go into like a drunk fit of rage and he kills one of his own guys, and they're like, one of his dudes, we can't do anything about it. And the kid's like, that's wrong. They're like, you're a kid, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck asshole.
Yeah, shut up,
little
dumbass.
little piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. You watched Uzumaki as well, and we talked a little bit about it. But it wasn't complete when we talked about it last time. The first couple episodes were out.
Yeah.
That one, I say the first two episodes, especially the first episode, was so well done.
Yeah.
And then it just completely fell off the ledge. Story wise, like it was very rushed. I didn't read the manga, and I've heard the manga is much better, obviously, and it's usually the case. But they changed a lot of things. Apparently, they cut it off really short. Animation was awful outside of the first couple episodes. Just kept getting worse. And the part of the reason we think that happened was because they had different studios work on the animation to get it done.
No, I know the reason that it happened. I read one of the producers came out and said why.
Right.
So I've read the Uzumaki manga, and it's honestly not even my top 5 of the Junji Ito stories. So essentially, what happened was they fully put their heart into episode 1, and then the production company came out and said, "Hey, we can't afford to spend that much.
Too much money. Yeah.
We can't afford to spend that much on all 4 episodes. So you have 3 options. 1, you can scrap the show completely and not release any of it. 2, you can redo episode 1 and distribute that amount through all 4 episodes, and will extend the release date for the show. Or you can keep 1 in its excellence and then just be subpar with the final 3 episodes."
Contracted out a lot of the work to external studios, Chinese studios, Korean studios. They were all over the map.
Yeah, it was because they ran out of money to pay their own people, so they
Right.
kind of slave labored out their animation.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Disappointing. I honestly, despite the hate it received, I still thought it was pretty solid overall. I still enjoyed my time there. I liked the horror aspects of it. I thought it's the best Junji Ito adaptation to this date, which is not saying much, but
Well, there's the Junji Ito stories, which they have some good ones in that.
yeah, but the animation is wonky in that.
Yeah, but I mean, if you compare it to the final 3 episodes of Uzumaki.
Fair. But it just felt like doing this in black and white. It felt so right to do it that way.
Yeah, I think the black and white did it justice. I think the story's did you finish the show?
Yeah, I finished. It's only
Yeah,
4 episodes?
Yeah, it's 4 episodes. I like the story of Uzumaki. Once you get into the depth of how in despair the town is, and just how fucked everyone really is, and they don't even know it or
Right.
realize it. But yeah, they really dropped the fucking ball in the animation. I think I can, I remember a ton of people saying they dropped the show because the animation sucked in the 2nd episode. And I'm like, it's not going to get better in the 3rd.
Right, for sure. I actually didn't think that the drop off was that sharp in episode 2. I still thought like there were some really cool animations in episode 2. There was some stuff that looked awful for sure, but there were parts where I thought it looked pretty decent.
Yeah, so I remember one specific thing that comes to mind is in episode 2 when they go to the beach, that boyfriend,
Yeah, when they run
and they slide like paper across paper.
Yeah.
They slide to the water.
Yeah.
I was like, man, they really.
They
fuck.
like like their hands are going out like
Yeah,
barely
I was
and
like,
stuff.
they just didn't give a fuck.
No, gave no shits.
Yeah.
A couple I want to talk about from 2024 that I noticed weren't on your list. Two of them are Netflix shows. Blue Box, which is a romance. It's a sports romance. It's loosely based around sports, which typically I don't watch sports anime because it's not good and not like as an athlete myself, it doesn't really compare to what it feels like playing sports. It doesn't do sports justice. But this does a good job of like showing the grind of what sports actually is, like to get good. Like the whole reason they meet the two main characters to begin with and like quote unquote fall in love is because they're before school mastering their craft in both badminton and basketball.
I was gonna say, what sport is it specifically?
Well, she plays basketball and he plays badminton.
Okay.
And she's like a world class athlete. Like she's getting big offers from like she's getting looks at playing
Sponsors and stuff like that.
she's getting looks at playing like pro ball when she gets out and like looking to move across to the States and stuff like that to play college ball and all that.
Gotcha.
And he's like pretty good at badminton, but he's never considered to be like the best.
Yeah.
And she motivates him because of how good she is and how like he falls in love with her. So he gets motivated to get really good at badminton.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool concept. It's really well done, really well written. The characters are awesome. The animation's beautiful. Netflix spending that money on that anime, I can tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because let me tell you about the next anime that I want to bring up is Orb on the Movements of Earth. That's one you need to watch, and I'm surprised you haven't yet. It very much is in the same vein as Vinland Saga, except there's not like action or anything like that like in Vinland Saga. It's all kind of like an emotional thriller, I would call it.
Yeah.
It's the whole premise of that show is that the clergy runs everything. Like it's back in the olden times whenever the church literally runs anything. Anything you say that doesn't line up with the church is hearsay, and you literally get tortured and like executed in the streets for it. Okay. And their whole thing is what is the gospel is that the planets all revolve around the earth.
Okay.
Like the earth is the center of everything.
Earth is the center of the universe.
Yeah, the earth is the center of the universe. Well, there's like some scholars that realize like these people are full of shit. Like they're really starting to study astrology at this point in time. And this kid, he's like clairvoyant. Like he can just see everything perfectly. He's super intelligent. He finds out like he puts all the missing pieces together from an older guy's piece of work, and he realizes that, oh my God, like everything I've been taught my whole life is a lie.
Yeah.
And everything revolves around the sun, not around Earth.
Yeah.
And they find out that he finds these works, and they're getting ready to execute him for it, being a kid. And then they realize like, well, if we do that, then people will start to question the church because it's a kid. So we'll just torture him for a little bit, make sure he doesn't do it again. And then like we'll fuck with his dad too, so he doesn't do it again.
Okay.
And he passes on his knowledge to like future generations and stuff. And I don't want to go into too much detail because there's like a hard twist like within like 4 episodes, but it's still ongoing. I'm not completely caught up, but I'm like a few episodes, like 2 or 3 episodes behind, but animation is absolutely gorgeous. It's top tier.
Is this on Crunchy?
No, it's on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, again, Netflix spending that money.
Okay.
And it's so well written, man. Like I said, it reminds me of Vinland Saga a lot, the way it's written. And like the animation style and everything too. It very much feels like it. I highly recommend to everyone. It made my tops of last year. It's up there.
Dope.
Yeah, it's so good. Is Mecha Ude Mechanical Arms. This was actually a crowdfunded anime on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
This artist, she had the idea for it a long time ago, and it's very much in the same vein as like early 2000s animation. Like Beyblade and that era.
Okay,
yeah. And it looks like it.
So it's got like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, but it's really crispy.
Yeah, I mean, I love Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's beautiful, and it's really fun. It's just like a beat 'em up. It's not like a real mecha anime. It's like it's kind of like steampunky.
Yeah.
Like they have literal arms that they bond to, and that makes them powerful. They can use their arms to like fight. And like there's this quest to get this one kid. He finds this one arm that's a mechanical arm. He's the main character, and they bond together, and it's like the most powerful arm. And they all like the people who make the arms want it back because they want to replicate it,
Yeah.
type deal, and use it. And the arm, because the arms are they're artificially intelligent, like they're actually intelligent.
Okay.
So the arm decides, no, I want to stay with this kid. It's really cool.
Oh,
And the fight scenes in that are top tier.
okay.
Top tier. It starts out, the
So-
first scene is like a crazy good fight scene.
It's like a mecha anime though.
In a sense, yeah, but they're not fighting in mechs. It's just an arm. It's like they're just it's almost more like
Exosuit.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's more like if the fights feel a lot like let's see. What's one that I can think? Kill a Kill,
Okay.
but except less horny.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So highly recommend. So what else you got from last season we didn't talk about?
And that's about it. My list was kind of the same as your list. Last season, I rewatched a lot of stuff and watched a lot of old stuff. Like, I started to rewatch Initial D again. I rewatched through Sword Art Online and its complete allness again.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's only like 88 episodes.
That's still a lot.
Yeah. I watched a few things.
I want to get to backlog here in a minute because I found myself digging into my backlog this past season as well, and especially in the winter. I've really started to dig into my backlog in the winter.
Yeah. Well, we had a lot of snow, so we were snowed in for a few days.
Dude, we were, yeah.
Yeah.
We had over a foot here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the most snow since 1998 is what they said.
Crazy.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah. Well, one thing that's mutual on our list that let's talk about a couple of mutuals on our list. So we'll get to the best of what I think the best of the season was, but Sword Art Online, you mentioned that Gun Gale too. It like I'm like 6 episodes in it. I don't feel a need to go and watch it. It's just something that I like throw on when I'm bored, and it's just kind of fun.
Did you watch the first season?
Yeah, I watched the first season.
So I think I really love the idea of it being a battle royale because so in Gun Gale, the Sword Art Online season 2, they do something that's called like the first ever squad jam, which is four player team battle royale. And
Battle Royale.
actually, sorry, it's not a team. It's solo. It's solo battle royale.
Yeah.
And it's the best of the best of this game. And then we got Gun Gale, which was a spin-off, and it focuses on this character named Lynn, who is like a 25-year-old, kind of midlife crisis, wants to be somebody different, so she creates this character in this game, and she's very fucking good at it.
And she's in this.
Huh?
She's in season 2.
Yeah. She's the main
Yeah.
character of season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And there's another character named Patu, who you find out is actually like a super big pop star, and they just develop a rivalry because they're so good, both of them, and they're not just good at shooting; they're good at team building and tech and skills, and they're just great players. And season 2 evolves even more of that, and to just how crazy Patu is for the game, and the game style changes too. And I didn't realize this till I watched it, kind of because season 2 is kind of 2 different arcs because they don't have a manga for this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So Gun Gale season 1 has a manga.
Yeah.
Gun Gale season 2 does not. So this is all original content, and I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for you because you're not there yet. But so where you're at right now, where they're doing this 6-team whatever,
Yeah.
that's not the whole season. Like episode 7, something happens. Oh, dude. Oh, man, I'll let you. So where are you at in the show?
Yeah, so they're still like
Are they on the boat yet?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so they get on the boat. I don't want to spoil it for you because it's so fucking good. I'll spoil this part because it's not really spoiled. So at some point, they detonate a bomb, so the boat turns vertical like the Titanic, and they're fighting in this fucking boat while it's like that.
That's rad.
And dude, it's pretty fucking. And I won't say who. Somebody falls off the boat just like in Titanic, hits the fucking prop like that guy. And it's the funniest shit.
Wow.
But the second arc is a cool concept too, because
But it's completely different.
it's completely different because it's not PvP, it's PvE. So
Oh, okay.
they add NPCs into the
Well,
game.
they tease that a little bit
Yeah.
in the few episodes that I've watched.
Yeah, so essentially, which it's not what you think it is because you find out at the end of the show it's something different completely.
Oh, okay.
But they tease it as we're inviting the top like 8 teams ever from Squad Jam and all that to play against this NPC team to see who really is the best and to see how good our NPCs hold up against real players. And they smoke them. The fucking NPCs are fucking badass,
Nice.
and they don't have bullet lots
Oh,
either.
wow.
But it's got an ending that comes you kind of like towards you like something's different about this, and then you find out at the end what it is. But I don't want to spoil it.
Okay, I'll probably tear through that this week. That's getting me excited.
Yeah,
because it's been kind of like it's been fun or whatever. But like I said, it's been something I've just like turned my brain off and watched some shooting happen.
Yeah, like I like there's the part where M comes out and he's talking to the Machine Gun Bros. And he's like, "Yeah, I got a machine gun." They're like, "What is it?" He's like, "It's an M29 Brown." And they're like, "Whoa, bro, let me buy that off of you. I'll give you 1,000,000 coins for it."
I love that.
And he just ignores them all.
And then another mutual one on our list, before we talk about the best one of the season, was Sword Art Online, or I'm sorry, not Sword Art Online, but Shangri-La Frontier Season 2.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite a bit weaker than Season 1 so far. It's still going on. I like the stuff with the wolf. What's its name? It gives him his curse. Lycagon.
Yeah.
I like Lycagon. I like that stuff, but it took forever to get there.
Yeah.
They did the whole like mecha thing that I thought was just going to last 1 or 2 episodes, but ended up lasting like 5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And I guess they, spoiler, they're finally coming into the game. The people he was playing with, like that's the last episode that aired. That they're finally in Shangri-La Frontier.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought it was average this season so far.
I think it's kept the same pace. I think it's changed style because he's now not trying to level up and be as bad as he can, but he's chasing these divine items now. So it's kind of the plot's kind of changed to what his goal is. I do like Lycagon. I like that, we're going to get into, because I'm current with the manga, and that I had the same problem with season 2 as I did season 1, is the anime is so panel for panel, the manga, that I would get bored watching it. I'm like, fuck, I've already seen this. And I just read it recently, read it a few months ago.
I've not read the manga, but I don't have that problem.
It's fucking, I mean, the manga's pretty good. Where the manga is right now, I think it's volume 16's out. So we're like 3 volumes past where the anime's ended. But it's still really good. It was, it was a good anime. It was one of my top anime from last year.
Yeah, it's up there for me too. I just thought it took a little too long to get to the Lycagon stuff. Had that break in the middle with the mechs, and I didn't care for that as much. It was okay, but I just didn't need that many episodes of it.
Yeah, I mean, I like the mechs better than the fucking diamond scorpions. That shit was getting boring.
Yeah, it was. You're not wrong about that. Yeah, and then speaking of the manga being, or the anime being page for page the manga, Dandadan. Definitely my favorite anime of 2025 fall 2025. It's definitely up there for last year as well. But yeah, the animation was so good. The score was unexpectedly phenomenal too. The music in it was so good.
Yeah, it's Crunchy Nuts again that did the Marshall intro.
Right?
So
yeah, I love it so much. Autonoke by Creepy Nuts, killing it again.
Crunchy Nuts. Yeah, creepy Nuts.
Yeah, Autonoke. But yeah, I don't know. I just love everything about Dandadan. I love the manga. I love the anime. It does everything I want it to do. Even though it is page for page like the manga, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Their pacing is kind of, so where they ended season,
it's fast.
Yeah, their pacing's fast. Where they ended season 1 was not where I thought they would end season 1.
Agreed.
Because they ended it kind of like not in the middle of an arc, but like 30% of the way into an arc.
Yeah, I thought I was like you. I thought whenever Gigi showed up that's when they would end it.
I thought the show would cut off when Gigi knocked on the door and they opened it. That's where I thought. But it ended where they get to Gigi's house, and that's like I said, that's like 30% into the arc of Gigi. So, but I'm excited. I love the manga. I love the show. I know a lot of people give it flack, and they're like,
Who gives it flack?
well, a lot of people think it's got too much like fan service.
I don't think there's a ton of fan service in it, to be honest.
I think there's fan service in the right places, like with Granny, like
Right.
a lot like with the Seropians, like the first episode where they had Momo in the chair. A lot of people were like, "Yeah, that was like really weird fan service. It was rapey," and I'm like, "That wasn't fan service. That was like supposed to distill a distaste for the Seropians in you because you're not supposed to like them."
And also, it's true to the lore of like alien abduction and everything with the probing and all that.
Yeah, it's like you're supposed to like fan service. If you liked that scene, you're fucking weird.
Dude, for real. Now, I will say it does get a little fan servicey whenever they're in their undies fighting um, the what you call it, the Seropians again,
The
in
Loch Ness
the
Monster
Loch Ness
thing.
monster in the school.
Yeah, and there is gonna be something in season 2 where she's like in the hot spring
Yep.
because all those dudes are in towels. But it's just a bunch of dudes in towels, which the anime was different than the manga.
It
in
was.
that part because she fights her way out of it in the manga, and in the anime, like didn't she like get knocked out in the last panel or something like that, or they got her or something like that
Oh, in the manga?
in the anime?
Oh, in the anime? Yeah, it looked like it alluded to like that they captured her.
Yeah, they capture, but in the manga, like when they approach her in the water, she fights her way out and escapes.
Yeah, it's cool how she
So-
does it too.
Yeah,
She
so-
surprises herself.
Yeah, so I think maybe they'll switch it up, when the episode kicks off, hopefully. But,
Yeah. Yeah, we're that's the thing about the manga. It just doesn't slow down. Like it just keeps hitting and hitting and hitting. Every volume I read, I'm just like, hell yeah, this is what I want.
yeah, I love the manga. I think it's one of my favorite manga.
Same. It's making a case for me for my favorite manga period. No comment on that.
I already said yeah.
I'm just saying, like Kaiju number 8 is still my favorite, but Don Don is definitely
Yeah.
it's creeping up there to be my number 1. All right, so let's talk what we're watching in the winter 2025. We're already well into it, probably about 3 or 4 episodes in, right?
Yeah.
3 or 4 weeks in. I've been watching Solo Leveling season 2, which has been Arise from the Shadow, which has been so good. Sakamoto Days, of course. I have this on here because I plan to watch it, but I'm not watching it yet. Zenshu. It's about manga creation and like chasing after like the next step of creating an anime after your manga gets popular. And the struggles with that.
That's the one where the girl was already like a producer for.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good. It's from I believe the studio doing it is Wit.
Okay.
Or maybe no, it's Mappa. Sorry, it's Mappa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's big studio, looks great, animation's crispy. I'm continuing to watch on Blue Box. Shangri-La Frontier, I'm continuing to watch. Dragon Ball Daima, I'm continuing to watch, and Orb on the Movements of Earth, I'm continuing to watch. Not a lot of new stuff I'm planning to watch other than Zenshu and Sakamoto Days. Those are the only 2 new ones I'm watching.
So I'm watching Solo Leveling season 2. Obviously, it's really fucking good. Sakamoto Days, which it's getting flack for the anime or for the animation a little bit, but I don't think it's that bad. I think there's some
agree.
things. I think there's some things where it's like weird, and there's some like a bicycle going by smooth, a person jogging smooth, a person walking. It looks like fucking shit.
Yeah.
I don't know where the fucking confusion is.
It's so weird. It's almost like they're having several studios work on it, even though they're not, because it's like so different in so many different scenes.
But I mean, just in the first episode, we get he fucking spits the gumball at him.
Yep.
And I mean, it's beautifully animated. One show I am watching that you're not is Castlevania Nocturne,
Okay.
which is Netflix, which is season 2 for that. So
Yeah, I never watched Castlevania. I've been told to do so, but isn't technically not anime though?
technically not. It's an American studio,
Okay.
but I don't care.
Fine.
I don't care what fans think. I don't care what people think.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, speaking of definitions though, since we're talking about like what defines what, isekai just got added to the English dictionary.
Oh yeah, what's the definition?
I don't remember watching it.
Okay, so where are you going with this?
I'm not. I was just saying.
Okay.
I was just saying because there's debate up on like the definition of anime actually is among the community. But
Oh,
I was just saying that I thought it was cool that they added the word isekai
to
to the
Oxford
English
Dictionary.
Oxford Dictionary.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I fucks with it.
that's a win for anime fans.
Win for us, yeah.
Yeah,
Now if we could just get girls,
yeah,
get
right.
girls to like us.
I know it's.
Oh, a real life girl. Oh my god, a real girl.
uh, Speaking of which, since we're talking backlog earlier and what bring it up, and like it's kind of a light winter 2025 season, I'd say. I just want to say that I've been watching a few things on my backlog. Finally, Girls Band Cry got added to Crunchyroll. Like, I want to say it was a couple months ago, and it came out like early last year, and it just never, it didn't simulcast anywhere in the states. It's 3D animated, which is going to be off-putting for people. But I'm here to tell you that just like Studio Orange, this studio does a really good job with 3D animation. It's not off-putting. It looks really good. I'm a couple episodes in, and it really puts you in your feels. Like you really care about these characters a lot. Um, it does a really good job of like telling a story of like of punk rockers and just like what it is to be like friends with people, and it's just really good. I just really enjoy it a lot.
I got you. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that.
That's fair.
My backlog. I don't know. I've got RE0 on there too. I'm looking at your list.
Yeah,
I got RE0. I'm not even to season 2 yet. I'm like, I think I didn't realize the episodes were an hour long each. So
they're not.
yeah, they are.
Not all of them.
Oh, first season they are.
I guess that I do forget about
They're
that. They're like
54
45.
they're like
Yeah,
54 minutes long each.
I forgot about that. It's been
I'm
so long
used
since I've watched season
I'm
one.
used to being able to bust out 3 episodes an hour. I'm watching this
Yeah.
and I'm like, God damn, this fucking episode's still going.
I will say I loved season one a lot.
Yeah, I like the show. We'll see if it gets better. I know it gets a lot of praise.
Season two, the first half at least, I was not a huge fan of, and the second half I'm trying to power through. I'm still not a huge fan of it, but apparently season three is worth it, so I'm powering through.
I've heard season 3 is really good by a lot of people. And I'm like, buddy, I haven't finished season 1, so you don't got to convince me.
It just Subaru pisses me off so bad as a main character, even though I like all the other characters a lot for the most part. That's what really my hang up is just how much I fucking hate Subaru, the main character.
Okay. That sounds like a personal issue you have.
It is. He should have picked Rim.
Okay. I don't know who that is. I don't remember.
Blue hair.
Blue hair. I'm used to gray hair. It's a gray hair one.
Gray hair.
I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about Elizabeth?
Maybe.
Yeah, the main.
Is it
Is that her name? Not Elizabeth. Am I conflating anime
the
here?
chick he meets the first time?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
queen or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's
That's
Elizabeth.
not who he falls in love with?
Well, no, he does, but he should have picked Rim. Blue hair.
So wait, he goes with the chick I like?
Yeah,
Oh, well, you probably cried for no reason.
she doesn't love him back.
Do they ever?
Rim does.
Sounds like a fucking. On the next thing. Let's go to the next thing.
All right, fair enough. And then I burned through this Tales of Wedding Rings. I just finished it yesterday. There's only 12 episodes. It's from a couple seasons ago, I think. It's not good. It is an ecchi. It is a harem. It's kind of an isekai, mostly fantasy. It is so horny. It's insane. There's just boobs everywhere all the time, and I think what the reason I can't stop going back, other than for the boobs, obviously, is the fact that like I like the thought of like him falling in love with this one girl despite 5 other women wanting to have sex with him and be with him. And the whole reason they want to be with him is because they're drawn to him because he's quote unquote ring king, because he falls in love with this girl. She's childhood friends with her, but she's from a different world, and she goes back to her world eventually. She's like, I gotta leave tomorrow, and then he finds out she's going back to her world. Well, he follows her through the portal, and he interrupts a wedding that's going on. She's getting married to this other guy, and he's like, I love you, and she's like, I love you too, or something like that, and she ends up deciding to marry him on the spot instead, and he becomes the ring king, and he has to defeat the evil spirits of the realm. And
Sounds like Scott Pilgrim.
in order to do so, though, he has to
Defeat her exes.
no, it's not that. They're just generic evil bad dudes.
Oh,
But he has to go and collect all the other rings from all the other realms before he can become the actual Ring King and defeat the main Shadow King.
gotcha.
And in order to do so, he has to marry them. So he has to have all these wives, and they all fall in love with him. But he's only in love with the one chick, despite them literally throwing themselves at him.
I gotcha.
So I don't know, something about it I just couldn't stop going back to, other than the fact that there's titties everywhere. And I don't know, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone.
Did Morgan put you onto this one?
Yes, actually, he did. That and Mother's Basement on YouTube. I trust him when he says it's delicious trash, and I will agree with that. It's like the Taco Bell of anime.
Okay.
Like you just turn your brain off and you're just having fun with it.
Yeah, sometimes you want some garbage.
Sometimes you just want some garbage, and this has been my garbage binge. So I'm good on garbage now.
I got you.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything else you've been watching backlog wise?
Just a bunch of shit. I watch all kinds of shit. Fucking. I finally finished Vinland Saga season 2.
Finally?
Just fine. I was like 2 episodes from the end. I just never watched it.
Wasn't it perfect?
It was good. Yeah. I actually. So the reason I finished it was I was getting a tattoo, and she had Crunchyroll on the TV.
Okay.
She's like, pick whatever you want. And I was like, fuck, I never finished Vinland Saga. So I watched the last 2 episodes of Vinland Saga while I was getting tattooed.
That's funny.
And but I mean, you know, like I said, I recently went back and fucking rewatched all of Sword. I do it like once a year. Initial D.
I don't rewatch any anime typically.
And I've got a lot of like feel good shit that just I don't know, I like to watch.
There's just too much stuff that it's like on my backlog that I want to watch. Like the only thing I've actually rewatched multiple times recently is probably Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Yeah, I've watched Cyberpunk through like probably 5 times now.
4 times for me.
Yeah, because I watched it through and then I convinced Rebecca to watch it, so we watched it through together again. And then I watched it. I mean, I've watched it through just to get to the part where he fucking jumps out of Arasaka Tower with Lucy. I'm like, I probably could have just skipped to the 10th episode, but alas,
It's so good, dude.
yeah.
It's so rewatchable, and you get your heart broken every time, but in the best way possible.
Did you ever beat the game?
No, you know what's funny about that is I just have I'm at the end. All I have to do is beat it, and I just won't do it.
So, after Edge Runners came out, they did update 2.2, which has perfected the game and fixed it a lot, but it's added a lot of Edge Runners shit into it.
That's awesome.
So, like David's jacket, there's a drink in Night City that's named for David for being a legend. You can go to the memorials, and all Lucy has left memorials for everybody. There's a bunch of Edge Runner shit that's been added, references and shit like that. So.
Yeah, that's and Cowboy Bebop. I'll rewatch that one. I rewatched that one probably 4 or 5 times as well. There's not many I rewatch though.
Yeah, Bebop's short and sweet. I think it's only like
24, 20 something like that. Yeah. All right. Well, do we want to do manga talk first, or do we want to do what we think are the best anime of 2025?
Let's do manga talk, like what we're reading right now, and then we'll close it out with the top 5.
Sounds good. So what I've been reading Sakamoto Days. I finished the 2nd volume. I'm gonna go pick up more. I've been reading Chainsaw Man. The latest issue just came out, and it ended in a way in which excites me for the future of Chainsaw Man, and I hope it continues to go towards that trajectory, because I think we both agree it's been kind of stale since the end of the phase 1, I would call it.
Chainsaw Man?
Yeah.
Well, so you're caught up currently?
Yes.
I mean, like the last 5 pages of this last one were pretty good.
That's what I'm saying.
Where
It gave me hope for the future.
Yeah, he's like, there's that fucking feeling of pain you get when you change.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm starting to fucking like that feeling. And
he tells what's her face, he's like, I don't know if we should be together because this feels too good, or something.
Too
like
good.
That. Yeah.
You should run.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's like, I don't know. I never understood like the whole point of like the Chainsaw Man Church and all that.
It
And
feels like he has a plan for it, but it's not come to
well, there
fruition.
has been,
Right.
because that guy reveals that he used the Justice Demon to mass marry people in the church, and each one of those unknowingly signed a contract with that demon.
For sure, but I just feel like there's a even bigger thing that he's trying to allude to that I just don't quite get it, because again, there's two Chainsaw Men. So I don't know where he's going with that storyline. I just feel like they're kind of related some way.
Yeah, I do like that he's used the devils because like the sword devil's back, um, and then
Oh, the Katana Devil?
yeah, the katana devil, and then what was the one guy? I forget what devil he had. The one that carried the sword that kind of looked like Aki but isn't Aki.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's on the cover of the
He
news
is.
volume.
I don't remember
I
his
can't
name.
remember his name or what his devil is.
He's the Sword Devil, right?
No, 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 no. There's a no. Another guy comes back in this latest volume, and they're like, oh yeah, he's back too.
Well, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's a guy dressed as the sword devil.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's right. Well, what does he have a devil for sure? I didn't think he had.
Yeah,
a
no,
devil.
he's one of the three that Digi kills at the end.
Oh
Because
yeah.
he comes, remember, he pulls his arm off and there's a
For
sword in his
sure.
arm.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So he's not the Sword Devil though.
No, 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 no. The sword devil shows up and starts killing people.
That's the Katana Devil.
The katana devil and the sword devil are the same guy.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's the one with the fucking sword out of his face.
No, no. So there's one. He's got the one you're talking about where he has the sword right here, and he's got the swords coming out of his face.
Okay, that's
head.
the guy that.
That's the Aki looking guy.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
But the other guy from season
He's
one,
back with the-
he's
with the
back
hat.
with the
Yeah,
hat. Yeah,
yeah.
like the Nazi uniform.
The
looking
actual
stuff.
Katana Devil.
Yeah. Oh, is he called the Katana
He's
Devil?
called the Katana Devil.
You sure?
I promise.
Whatever.
There's the Katana Devil arc.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, whatever.
I was surprised to see him back though, because he didn't die. He still works for public service.
Yeah,
right?
he's working for public service.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but there's a lot of threads, and I don't know exactly where he's going with it. It's been kind of stale, but like I said, the last few pages gave me hope for the future of Chainsaw Man.
I've said that too in videos, like on my stuff, and people are like, you just don't get it, and I'm like, well, fucking enlighten me then,
Dude, I love the way Tatsugi Fujimoto writes, and I'll get to that in a minute because I just watched Look Back, on Prime, which everyone should go do. It's only an hour long. It's an amazing piece of work, and it makes me want to go read the manga. I just love the way he writes. I read Fire Punch. I love Fire Punch, but again, I think I don't want to say that like he's burnt out, but it feels like he got a little burnt out, and he's just kind of riding the wave of it being popular. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, and especially because, like I said, the last few pages, it felt like old school Chainsaw Man. And that's what I've been grasping at. That's what I want. I want the way it used to feel, and it just hasn't felt like that.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. Well, what other manga are you reading?
Obviously, reading Kaiju number 8, current on that. We get a new issue in like a couple weeks, a new volume. Yeah. And then I'm almost current on Dawn to Dawn. I'm currently reading issue 10, volume 10. Yeah. I'm currently reading that. And then Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, I picked up the first volume of. It's been popular in the East for a while, and it just came to the West. It's a romance novel, but it's really funny. Basically, there's this girl that he meets at the supermarket that like gives him hope at life. He's like a corporate guy, and he just smokes, and like he's wasting his wasting his life away. And there's this like girl that's like really over the top nice, that's a supermarket attendant, and he not falls in love with her, but like falls in love with her aura, and like that's how
the idea of being with her.
No, not even that. He doesn't even want to be with her. He just likes being around her. He like goes to the store after work because she brings light to his day.
Okay.
He falls in love with going to the store,
Okay.
literally the supermarket,
Gotcha.
the combini, if you will.
Yeah.
And he goes behind the store to smoke, and there's like this emo looking chick that's back there smoking. And this isn't really a spoiler because it happens so quick into the manga. It's the same girl, and he doesn't realize it.
What?
Yeah, it's the same girl, and she's fucking with him, like trying to get him to say like that he loves the chick that's in the supermarket, because she's kind of like,
She secretly loves him.
yeah,
Okay.
and she's like older than he realizes, and but she changes her whole get up to go out and smoke, so she looks like a different person, and she acts like a different person. That's the real her. her supermarket persona is not the real
Like
her.
her professional attitude
Is
and
not the same.
okay.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really well written.
Okay.
It's fun, and he's like so oblivious to it. And like the manager of the store finds out, and she's like, "This guy's a fucking idiot." It's really funny.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm gonna pick up volume 2 of that. It just came out. I'm excited for that. And I just ordered it. It came to the West again. It's been the hype beast in the East. Ruri Dragon. Apparently, she's waifu number 1. Um, it's really well received, very popular. I just ordered it. It should come in sometime this week, so I'll report back on the next episode on how Ruri Dragon is.
Okay.
What have you been reading?
My list's kind of long. I actually posted it on Threads the other day.
Oh, God.
A lot of people. So I'm just gonna go in alphabetical order.
Fair.
After God, Arya of the Beach Forest, Black Clover, Blue Wolves of Mabu, Boruto, Brunhild the Dragon Slayer.
You're actually reading Boruto?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's really good. The
Is
manga's
it?
really fucking good.
Wow,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah. Brunhild the Dragon Slayer, Call of the Night, Chain Soldier, Chainsaw Man, Corpse Blade, Dawn the Dawn, Frieren, Gachakuda, Go 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 Ghost, Go 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 Ghost.
What is with these like stuttering titles?
I don't
'Cause
know.
They have
I
instructions.
think it's because it's a translation into English
Okay.
of what it is in Japanese is different. You know what I'm saying? Like
Maybe.
in Japanese it's not ghost.
Okay.
I don't know. Uh Goku Akagi, Heavenly Delusion, I'm the Grim Reaper, Kagurabachi.
Ooh, I forgot to mention Kagurabachi. Yes,
Kagurabachi's
I
good.
read volume 1. Volume 2 comes out in a couple weeks as well.
Kaiju number 8, One Punch Man, Sakamoto Days, Shangri-La Frontier, Solo Leveling, The Summer Hikaru Died, Windbreaker, Wistoria Wand and Sword, and Zom 100.
Yeah, you really are reading, bruh.
I like to read.
I do too, but I just don't have the time.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially because all the anime I watch.
yeah, I squeeze it in when I can. Well, I've got a good setup to where like only like 3 or 4 books come out that month. You know what I'm saying? So I have a week to read a book.
No, I mean I'm starting to get to the same, so I get it. I've added more to my collection, more to read, and I've actually tried to work on my backlog. Sakamoto Days was on my backlog forever. I owned the first 2 volumes forever, and I just never got around to it. So I'm starting to finally get caught up. Now that football season's closing, like I have more time to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'll be summer is when I'll blaze through shit.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. So what were your top 5 manga of 2024? I'll start. Kaiju number 8 was my number 1. Loved it. Dandadan number 2, although again, it's inching. Like I give it 2 more issues, and if it stays the consistency that it is, and Kaiju stays the way that it is, if Kaiju doesn't progress anymore because it's kind of stalled out too, I think that Dandadan's gonna take over my number 1 spot. It's so close. 3 is Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. Again, I just loved it was how funny it was. I don't crack up while reading manga very often, and I was cracking up several times during that manga.
Yeah.
Oshinoko, which has been really good, but I've heard it just ended, and I've heard the ending's not the best, and I'm reluctant, and I don't know. We'll see. The manga's still not caught up in the West to the anime. Like we're still behind the anime in the West on the manga because they haven't been printing it for the West for some reason very quickly. And then Kagurabachi's my number 5, even though it's only a volume in. I love the art. I like where he's headed with the story, like the revenge plot, but the guy's not like hell bent on revenge. He's kind of even killed, and I like that. He's much different main character than I'm used to.
Okay, I got you. All right, my 5 manga from last year are gonna be Frieren, number 5. Wistoria Wand and Sword, number 4. Zom 100, number 3. Dawn the Dawn, number 2, and Kaiju number 8 is probably number 1.
Are you also thinking that it's getting pretty close between Dawn and Kaiju number 8 for you?
I like the pace at which Dawn the Dawn is changing the arcs. Because we'll get a lot of series, like Demon Slayer, where one arc will be 20 chapters, and then the next arc is 140 chapters.
Yeah, like sometimes it's just one volume as an arc in Dawn.
Yeah, because I think Dawn on volume 10, they're already in their 9th arc. It's crazy. It's something crazy like that.
Right.
So, yeah, no, I'm excited. I feel like Kaiju number 8 is kind of like, I wouldn't say it's like stalling out, but it's the pace is slowing down a little bit.
That's my point. Is you have all these characters that we've gotten to know so quickly, and it feels like what's that next big thing? Because we've had so many big immersion events and stuff like that. Like, what's that next big thing that's gonna make it, feel like it did whenever we first got the battle between Kaiju number 9 and Kaiju number 8?
Yeah, but Kaiju also, not only do we have Kaiju number 8, we've got Kaiju number 8 Part B coming, which is a set of stories. And then we've also got Kaiju number 8 Relaxation coming, which is their off time manga stories. So at some point soon, we're going to have 3 different versions of Kaiju number 8 printing.
Yeah, and I'll read them all. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to read them all.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I do think that the relaxation's a good thing, though, because it feels like it doesn't take time. Although the anime, I felt like did. The anime has taken time to get to know the characters.
The anime had a lot of anime exclusive stuff that wasn't in the manga, like the big dinner they do. And
like we talked about this before, as much as we love Kaiju number 8, like all the characters that are thrown at you so quickly.
Yeah.
With no backstory.
Well, especially in the manga, you'll have a character that for the first 9 volumes has had a gas mask on.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, no gas mask. Here's this character. You're like, he looks the fucking same as that other guy does. His hair's just down.
Sometimes I'm like, is that Reno or is that the other
guy?
Yeah.
So, but let's get into our top 5 of last year for fall.
You want to do top 5?
Or let's do our top 5 of 2024. I mean, for
right.
Anime.
Yeah. That's what.
So you do your 5, I'll do my 5. We'll work our way.
Okay. Well, I probably watched more anime this year than I've ever watched. Whether I dropped it or completed it, I probably watched as much as I've ever watched.
Okay.
I have 28 that I watched on my list. At least I've done at least the 4 episode test on some of these. A lot of them I dropped, but I probably dropped about half.
Okay.
But what I'm current on or finished, my top 5 are Kaiju number 8, number 1.
You do your 5, I'll do my 5.
Okay.
We should start with 5.
Okay, I'll start at the bottom.
Okay.
Well, everyone knew Kaiju number 8 was going to be number 1.
What's your number 5?
Number 5, Solo Leveling.
Okay.
Even though it just started at the end of 2020, the second season started at the end of 2024, I thought that it was so hype, like so good compared to the manhwa. So good. Both are great.
Okay.
Number 4 is Look Back, which I just watched. I already said highly recommend. It's just an hour. Go do it. If we're not counting movies, then I guess throw Windbreaker in there. Orb on the Movements of Earth is number 3. Dandadan's number 2, and Kaiju number 8 is number 1.
Okay. All right. Probably gonna hurt your feelings with my list. Number 5 was Storia, Wand and Sword. Number 4, Kaiju number 8.
Ooh.
Yeah, number 4. Number 3 is gonna be Windbreaker.
Okay, I respect it. It did touch. It did hit a nerve, like not a nerve, but it did tickle something that I didn't know I need tickled.
It's my favorite delinquent anime and manga. The manga's really good too, and I just feel like it's Tokyo Revengers with a better plot minus the time travel.
For sure, better plot, and honestly, I think the characters are more likable.
Yeah, I think all the characters are extremely likable, and they're all in their own different genre of who they are.
Man, like his growth in even the first season, where he just doesn't. He's starting to realize, like, oh, I don't have to just fight everyone. I can help in other ways and become meaningful. Yeah. So good, so good.
What was that, number 3?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Okay, number 2, Solo Leveling.
Okay, wow.
Solo Leveling.
Over Kaiju.
Over Kaiju, yeah. Because I've read the light novels and I'm reading the manhwa too. I just think. Also, take my top 5 as in like these could all be like 1.1, 1.2, 1. I think they're all pretty close.
I feel similar. Mine are very close too.
Because, I mean, Dandadan was number 6 on my list.
Whoa!
Yeah. But I'm saying they're so close that, like, I would recommend any of these. My number 1's going to be Bleach 1000 Year Blood War Part 3.
You're a slut for Bleach, though.
Fucking, I love me some Bleach. We're getting to the final part of the fucking manga. So, where Bleach has ended, we are on volume 69 of the manhwa.
Nice.
Shit, I just knocked something down. My bad.
It's all good.
We're on volume 69 of the manga, so we've got halfway through it. So we got 69, 70, 71, 72, and then we're done with Bleach. And so Kubo hasn't Kubo has done what is called a Hell arc, which is only published online. There's no physical print of it. It's after Thousand Year Blood War. It is the continuation. It is volume 73 and so on. But it's not been physically printed. He's not finished it. In 10 years, he's not finished it. Because he's been like, I'll do my own pace. Fuck you. I'm not under contract.
What is this, George R.R. Martin?
Hopefully not. But the animation, the fight choreography was so good in Bleach. Where we're at, we've got, we've fucking the bad guys that are left. Aizen's gonna be coming back. We've got Gerard's gonna be fighting all the fucking the visored. Ichigo's gonna get even more fucking powerful.
So you say Ichigo. I've been doing my Japanese lessons consistently. I'm like a 170-day streak.
On Duolingo?
Yeah, I found out what Ichigo means in Japanese.
Does it mean hope or something like that?
Strawberry.
Really?
Strawberry.
Huh, well, he's a redhead.
Exactly, yeah.
Little carrot top motherfucker. But no, that's my top 5. So I loved it. I loved all the shows. Like I said, Dawn was number 6. If you count it, Free Run was up there. Been a lot of good shows.
So, yeah, I think overall it was a very solid year of anime. I think it was not the best out of the last few years, but it's definitely up there. I thought there was a lot of new good stuff, a lot of great continuing stuff like Free Run. We didn't even touch on that. If you consider Free Run part of 2024, then Free Run's my number 1.
Yeah, Free Run's my number 1 if you count it, which Crunchyroll does.
Right.
But
it started in 2023.
To appease the fans, I didn't add it.
Right.
That is my number 1 anime of last year.
It would be mine too.
Yeah, it's just so well written. The story,
it's perfect.
The plot, the concept of what happens after you defeat the big bad is always it's never touched on.
As much as I love Kaiju number 8, the only 2 tens I would consider in the last 2 years or last few years, I would say is Free Run and Don. Those are the only 2 tens I would give.
Okay.
You're like Bleach?
I wouldn't say Bleach is a 10. I'd say Bleach is a strong 8.5.
Okay, fair.
Bleach has its down plot.
You don't give 10s though.
I don't give 10s. I've never seen a perfect show.
Well,
I'd say Free Run's a 9.7.
Okay.
I mean, honestly. But I don't even consider, Full Metal to be a 10-10.
Yeah, well, we have different ideas of what a 10 is, I think.
Yeah,
but
we could be like that one guy. It's a 7.9.
That one guy, Morgan.
A 7.10. So an 8. No,
yeah.
A 7.10.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I thought it was really good. Really good year. There's a lot of fire coming this year, mostly in the summer and fall. It's backloaded a lot, but I think we are entering a new golden age of anime.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. If you backtrack, we have had Dragon Ball, then you had the One Piece, Naruto, Bleach era, then you had closer to like Attack on Titan and Sword Art, and then you had closer to like JJK and Demon Slayer, and now we're entering a new arc with like Kaiju, Don, shit that's Daima, just getting
solo leveling,
getting a lot of people,
Sakamoto days.
Yes, getting a lot of casuals in the anime.
Yeah, it's taking over culture, man. Yeah. We love to see it.
Well, thanks for joining us.
No, we that's all for our show today though. We'll be back in the spring to talk about what we thought of this season and what we expect from spring.
Yeah, definitely. Later.
All right, see ya.